Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with the second part on the painting tutorial of the Mistweaver Saih. And now I will start by doing the hair and just finishing the last base colors and start doing more washes and highlights and final details. As you can see, we have did this in the first part. We did the bottom close to the highlights. Even in the mist we still have to do a second highlight, and then we just apply the base color on the metals and the skin. Now that let's start with the hair. I want to go for a very light blue, vibrant blue on the hair. So I will start by applying Baharroth blue on the miniature. So we are going to do that. We are going to apply Baharroth blue on the hair as the base color, and yeah, as usual, try to use thin layers. This is one of the age paints from Games Workshop. Okay, it can only be bought by direct, so by website. Okay, but you can go to the shop and order this by website. I asked them why they don't put this in the shops, because these are colors that they use a lot. There's always a pain to have to. I will change to bigger brush. It's either a pain to have to order them, then wait that they arrive, and I just make it last time an order for €3.50. That is more or less the cost of these paints. So, but I like a lot these colors. I think they add a lot to the full let's call this, to the full portfolio of paints, and I think, yeah. So I will do the base color and I will come back once it is done. So while the hair is drying, I'm going to do this type of bells, ribbons that we have here. Okay, and I'm using Xereus purple to do them. Okay, I do this one that is for the helmet. Then here on the arm. Okay, and this other arm. Now we need to wait until the hair is completely dry, and we will start working with the washes. Yeah, no, I want to start with the wash on the hair. So yeah, I wait until this completely dries and I come back. So now the hair is dry, and we are going to use now a glaze on the hair. We are going to use Guilliman Blue, and we are going to apply it like a wash. So we are going to apply this all over the blue to make the blue vibrant. Okay, and again we will need to wait once it's applied to let it dry. So you can see this will go fast into the recesses. Yeah, I know that this glaze is not technically, but it works pretty easily and pretty the same. So yeah, don't be I will say experiment with the paints, because you know sometimes you can have new uses to the paints. Okay. I'm going to remove a little bit of the paint that is accumulated here in this part. To do that, I go with I divide the brush, and I go with the brush divide, try to go there. It's a thing that happens a lot when you're applying washes, that if you have some by surface tension, it tends to block completely the hole. So we do one layer. We want to avoid that we put too much wash, and if one layer we see that is not enough, we can do a second layer. I'm also going to apply this wash on this cloth here. Well, it's not a wash, it's this glaze on the cloth, on this thing that is, yeah, this type of thing that this lady have here. Okay, and I do it that because if I dirty know a little bit the skin, it's not a problem. We are going to clean it later on. You know, I realized that I forgot to put the base color on this small skull that is here, but we can do this later on. It's not an issue neither. So we are going to apply this like that, like that, and then the same in this side. Okay. Here I will put a little bit more because I missed this part. Okay, and now I'm going to do just a test here on this type of knives. I'm going to apply a little bit of the wash on this, because eventually I'm thinking to do the metal also bluish and keep the blue monotone. Okay, we are going to highlight this, but I think I will do a wash of blue on all the metal with this blue that is much lighter. Okay. So yeah, I will do also this. This is just experimenting in front of the camera. Okay. We can do the same on the mask. We will need to be careful later on when we highlight the mask, not to blend too much with the hair and to keep a good contrast with the hair. And then we do the shoulder pad. So I will also highlight all the silver, all the blue metal with the glaze, with the blue glaze, Guilliman Blue. Okay. You can see this step is quite fast. So I will finish this work and I will come back once this is dry. So this is how it looks like now, okay? With all the washes or being applied the glaze. Just one layer and I think it's good enough. Okay, and next step I'm going to apply another wash. I will use the new gloss Reikland Fleshade to do a wash on the gold parts. Okay. This is going to be also the first time I use this technique. So I also am very curious to see how it looks like after doing that. We have to be careful not to go out of the parts that to do it in the parts that we already finished. Oh. Okay. I'm going to do so here on these things. The other side. Okay, we are going to do this in all the gold parts. So I will keep applying this, okay, and I will come back once I have applied the gold, the shade and it's dry. So the wash have been applied and it's dry now, and we can start working now on the highlights, and I will start with the skin. So to do the skin I will use highlights and a little bit of shade. So I will take Pallid Wich Flesh, okay, and I will start highlighting. I want to keep the skin really pale, almost white, and this is why I started just with this color, and I will keep of course Rackarth Flesh next to me. So we are going to use the wet palette to be able to blend them together and make softer transitions. So I take a little bit of Rackarth Flesh, okay, not too much, I don't need too much. I take a little bit of Pallid Wich Flesh, okay. And I keep white because I will use it also for the last highlights. So my hand is in the middle of the camera. Okay. So what we are going to do is start with Pallid Wich Flesh. We'll start with the back. Okay, and we are going to highlight. We are going to apply it in almost everywhere, keeping the recesses with the color that we applied, the base color that was Rackarth Flesh. Okay. We are going to do here the same at the back. So I will do this part on camera, and the arms and the hands. I will do one of the hands in camera because they will need some trips. Okay, we also have to observe that the Pallid Wich flesh, when it's drying, is becoming slightly darker. Okay, and here is where we are going to blend now a little bit, because it's too strong, this transition. So I'm using a little bit of this here. Okay, and then Pallid Wich flesh. I want to keep the top, and now we will use the mixture. To here and here. Okay, and on the arms, I'm going to go here. Now the fingers. A little bit of the mixture here. Use the mixture their ways. A bit more like a flesh. This part is going to be a little bit tricky. The arm that is on the with the staff will follow the same process, so I will not do it on camera to not be too repetitive, to save time. You can imagine that will follow the same process. And now we are going to do some extra highlights with white. Okay, one here. We want to put a little bit here. Here. Pallid, which place I'm using now. And here I mix a little bit. Okay. As I said, the other arm I will do it later. I will do it off camera, the other arm. Here we just want to be sure that we give highlight to the fingers and we show the fingers. We did not miss anything here. Okay, so it's looking quite good. Now with the same white that is open, we are going to do the second highlight on the mist. Remember that we did a little bit. Okay. This time we don't need to point everything. Just where we think that that can give a nice effect, we apply the white. As this technique has not a lot of mystery, I will do this on fast camera. as you have seen, I did all this in white in fast camera, all the white in fast camera. So now I finalize here on the mist that we have around this guy. I'm going to do now the stuff of camera, the arm, and also the smoke, and I come back. Once this is done, I will follow exactly the same process that I followed on the rest. So I glued the other arm as well to the miniature, and now I'm going to start from bottom to top, and we'll paint this small skull here that I just been forgetting. I will apply a Screaming Skull there. We will need to apply there. We will apply Seraphon Sepia here. But while this is drying, I will start working on the last piece of cloth, and then I will go for some different tonality. I will use Calgar blue, and I will use Fenrisian grey, okay, to do a different type of blue, a blue in a different tone. So I will start with Calgar blue. Okay, I will go direct that, and I will apply also Fenrisian grey. Okay, I will play with the two colors, and I will go quite pale blue in that part. Okay. I'm going to do that, and then with the Calgar blue, we're going to Calgar blue have a little bit of purple. Again, Fenrisian blue, Fenrisian grey, I would say. I'm applying now Calgar blue in this part because it was Calgar Blue here. And a little bit of Fenrisian grey. And the same here. I will take a little bit of white. Taking the Fenrisian. Here. There, I will take a little bit of the Incubi. Here. Fenrisian. And white. Okay. Then these ribbons that we have here. Apply first Calgar Blue. Calgar Blue here as well. The same on the other side. Fenrisian grey. Calgar blue. White. Very little white. Calgar blue. Fenrisian grey. A little bit of white. Oh shit. White here. White here. No, Fenrisian grey. Okay. The one here at the bottom. Fenrisian grey. Then this one. Fenrisian grey here. And this thing here is very annoying. What I do is apply water very fast. To clean it. This happens, with this way it's good to have clean water to clean these mistakes as fast as possible. So I have white again here. Prepare the white like that. Like that. No Fenrisian grey. These lines are too stark. A little bit of Fenrisian grey to soften. A little bit of white here at the bottom. Then here, I've got Fenrisian grey and a little bit of white. Fenrisian grey. it's in here. Here. And a little bit of white. Touching the knife. This is Calgar Blue. No. White. Fenrisian grey to finish there. Okay. Then here, this is always a bit of interesting way. Put there. The same here. This Fenrisian grey. Take a little bit of white again. I'm using now a little bit of Calgar Blue with Fenrisian grey mix. Fenrisian grey. Sorry, Fenrisian grey, Calgar Blue I'm using. Now I will do the next. This is now Fenrisian grey. Something like that. And to add a little bit of white as well. Okay. One thing that I'm going to do now is one thing I'm going to work it I will take the scale 75 green metal. Okay, this one. And I will start highlighting the silver. And the gold, and I will use also Auric armor gold. So we'll start doing the armor now. Take Auric armor gold. We'll mix it with, I have to put some thinner. So this gold is quite thick now. Some lamia medium, mix it with the gold to make it thinner. And we are going to start highlighting and painting the armor. Okay, so we can start, for example, with this moon here. I will make this top clear. I take some silver, I put it on the top, as well on the other side. And now Auric armor gold. Okay. And here as well, Auric armor gold. We will have also Retributor armor in hand, in case they need it. In case we need to do some corrections or smooth in transition, like here. And the other side is good. So this is the way for me to highlight the gold, almost applying, going up to silver. So for the armor plates that are ready in silver, what I will do is I will start applying, or in blue, I will start applying this. Where we have the armor. Okay. And then with Auric armor gold, we are going to trim this to do these ornaments. We can use a little bit of Retributor armor as well. Okay, to do these parts, also the bottom. And then on the armor plates, there's a rim at the end of the border of the armor plate. Okay, and I will do some parts as example on the other shoulder, and I will do other parts of camera. Just will do this shoulder pad and the helmet as example. You can see. Okay. On the mask, we are going to apply as well the silver. We are going to keep the blue here at the bottom. We are going to apply gold. I will use as well another color from scale 75 that is called White Alchemy, and it's a white metallic. Okay. I'm going to apply this on the top. Mix it with silver. Over here. Over here. I will take some blue. We are going to mix a little bit of the silver with the blue. A little bit more of the silver. with silver. And now we are going to keep doing the same on all the different parts. So for example, let's go to this shoulder pad. I will apply first silver. Okay, I benefit that this color is quite transparent. Okay, we'll do the blade in silver too. Okay. Now we can do the trim of the armor. Okay, this how looks like now, right? And yeah, you see that now the clothes have been done, and we are going to work now on the hair. And to work on the hair, yeah, I should have prepared this before. I will make use of my wet palette, and because I want to use Baharroth Blue, we'll start using Baharroth Blue for the highlights, and I will use as well a little bit of white. So I will put on the wet palette because I want to blend it to soften all the transitions. So I will take Baharroth Blue on my wet palette, and I will put this next to the paints that I used before, that were the let's call this the Calgar Blue, because this is okay. Some Baharroth Blue, and I will put a little bit of fresh white on the wet palette. I want the paints to be really fresh for that job. Okay, and we are going to make use of one of the thin brushes that we have, because we want to be precise in this work. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do some really bright highlights. Okay, in some of the, and then we are going to look for points where the hair is changing direction, and then we are going to add some additional accents. So you see I go with white here, okay, then the other way around we're going to use something like that. and this is going to be quite again a tedious work. The hair I like to really, and especially in that case where again like in the Tenebrael the Tenebrael shard was one of the important parts of the miniature. Hair is also quite important, this hair. So we can think that this hair, or I think it's the hair of the elf, if I'm not wrong, or a elf as we have to say, or the name that they change. So as you can see, first I apply Baharroth blue normally. Okay, let me see if I move a little bit the camera. Like that. First I apply Baharroth blue and then I go with white. And when it's too much, Baharroth blue, and we do it like that. Okay, Baharroth blue. The other thing I will have here next to me is a little bit of, it's called this the esoteric blue. I will use again the glaze that we used before. We'll have this prepared because there are some shades that they really we need to do a second layer. So we are going to work this number here, this one here, but to be sure that I put this line in the between. Okay. Here we also have another line, another part that I want to put some. As I said, it's better to do 2 layers sometimes and 3 layers even with when you are playing washes. Let's do while this part here is drying. Let's do this one here. Okay, and again we add some. We add a little bit of glaze. Again, and then Okay. As you can see, first with Baharroth Blue I try to highlight all what I can. Okay, just to, here there is too much of this wash, I'm going to clean it. I will use a little bit in that case of Calgar Blue. Here. What I will do, I will put now in fast camera and I will show you later. hair is done now. Okay, it's the miniature at this point is almost finished. We are going to do this skull that we have here. So we are going to apply a Seraphon Sepia wash. Seraphon Sepia wash, I have to say. Okay. Apply this. Okay. And now I will apply also the gloss Agrax Earthshade on some parts of the gold to increase the shade, and especially, for example, here I want to create a good thin line to separate the gold from the silver. Be careful not to put too much here. Okay, and then in some parts of the staff I will also apply a little bit of Agrax Earthshade. Go here. Here. And here. Then on these chains. And on the knife, I have to say I paint this part here with Screaming Skull. Okay. Here in the knee we rate the players a little bit. Now I'm going to use one of the new technical paints. I'm going to use the one for blue gems, the Soulstone Blue, and this, well, this is just to do some very small things. So here we have, I will put this type of thing here. It's super small, this thing. And I think that's all. So I will give the middle finish here. So yeah, this is the painting tutorial. No, sorry, I have to highlight this a little bit. I was almost missing this part. I'm looking for this Guilliman school. Okay, what is this? With this Guilliman school, I'm going to add a little bit of highlight to this. That. Okay. And with Baharroth Blue, to be fair, I'm going to point a little bit the gem that we did just in dark blue. Okay, now it's looking much better. Okay, so yeah, and here now we are ready to finalize the work. So this is a way to paint the Mistweaver Saih or Saih. I hope you find this interesting. Okay, and here we have another miniature from the Silver Tower painted. So it's a fun miniature to paint. I hope you have find these tutorials interesting. Please leave the comments below, share, like if you have liked it. And yeah, and you can also support me in Patreon if you want to support and yeah, and maybe influence the next paintings. Because yeah, if the Patreon is growing, I will give the option for the people in Patreon to decide the next projects. So yeah, that's all for now. I hope you find this useful, and as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.